This video is brought to you by the FarmerKlein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Farming Simulator 14 Rebuilt. But before that, this video is brought to you by Lawrence Anderson and Will Houseman. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Farming Simulator 14 Rebuilt map you found at the FarmingSimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let me read you some of the description. Welcome to the map. This map is based on Farming Simulator 2014 mobile game. It caused a lot of joy in its time, so I made it so that you can enjoy it on your device. This map is made in American style. This map includes 15 fields, 5 meadows, 2 forests, 1 cow barn, 2 gas areas, car and pedestrian traffic, and several selling stations. This map also does have one required mod. The required mod is the farm buying station. So in addition to that mod, we are also going to be using additional field info, additional game settings, animal food overview, field lease, field calculator, precision farming, and straw harvest. Now, I will tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, the starting farm is void of almost all buildings, with the exception of the gas station and the farm buying station, which is the required mod. If you do load this map up also in farm manager or start from scratch, you'll find that it's completely empty of vehicles, and you also do not own any land. Now, we'll also tell you that if you load this map up on a low-end system, it should play fairly well. I loaded this up on a system that had integrated graphics, and I had no issues whatsoever maintaining 60 frames per second. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. So we are predominantly looking at a map that is a little bit smaller than standard sized. Also, we have some kind of small to medium sized fields here. We do have all the crops available to us here in FS22 available on this map, including the premium expansion crops of red beets, carrots, and parsnips. Take a look at our farmland overview. We start out by owning farmland ID 21. That is the main starting farm. That can be bought in any alternate game mode for $753,000. Sorry, $754,000. We also have farmland ID 7 and 6. They can be bought for $122,000 and $223,000 respectively. Farmland ID 16 is going to be where the BGA is located. That can be bought for $150,000. And once you buy the land, you will be able to make use of the biogas plant. Let's go and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included, then lastly, how much is that farmland going to cost us. Farmland ID 11, 4.94 hectares, field 11, 0 cost. Guess we should go ahead and pick that up when you're starting out, right? Might as well. Let's go and take a look at our field calculator screen. This is going to show us the specific sizes of each particular field. Field 6 is 2.87 hectares in size. Field 7 is 1.59. And, well, that free field, field 11, is 3.91 hectares. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how the generic soil map is being applied to these fields. Who wants to know about field 11? Well, I do. We've got a little bit of silty clay to the bottom, and then bands of loam and sandy loam. Our starting field 7 is mostly loam with a little bit of sandy loam, and field 6 got a good chunk of silty clay, a stripe of loam, and then a little corner of sandy loam. Take a look at our crop counter. We do have the standard base game crop counter available to us here on this particular map. And if we look down through our prices screen, you can see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game crops that are once again available to us here in FS22. In addition, we have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, and milk, and our silage, hay, straw, and grass. As we move down through our base game production items, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game production items as well, which is always a good thing to see because this map does have 7 production items pre-placed, but we can, of course, put additional items down. Now, one thing to do note is we do have the ability to buy bulk lime. We also do have the ability of selling our stones, but what we do not have the ability of doing is if we are going to play with the farm production pack, Once again, as we've seen in some maps as of late, we do not have the ability to sell our washed root crops. In addition, we do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items. So if you do want to do a little bit of platinum expansion production with one of those two forests, well, you will have to put down your own sell point. But as is commonly to be expected, we do have the ability of selling all of the premium expansion production items and crops. If you are playing with pumps and hoses, we do have the ability of getting rid of our separated manure. And if you are working with straw harvest, we also have the ability of getting rid of our hay and straw pellets. Taking a look at our vehicle overview, we do indeed have a decent listing of starting machinery, given the fact that we own two smallish size fields. We do not have any animals in our cow barn at the start. We do have contracts available on fields that are not owned by us. We do not own any production chains at the start, and this map does not have any collectibles. We start here at our farmhouse. This does have a sleep trigger associated with it. We do have the ability of selling most of the things here on this farm, but do note there are a couple items that we do not have the ability to sell. I will point those out as we get to those. We have a little garage here. We can sell that. Here we have our farm buying station. This is the required mod. See, we do have several icons here on the side, which is going to show us what we can buy from here. So we have total mixed rations, pig food, horse food, aka oats, chicken feed, aka wheat. We also have seed, solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, lime. We also have then silage additive. We have mineral feed. We can buy manure, slurry, and water. In behind the garage, we have two gas station pumps. These pumps are not sellable. So no matter what you do, you start with these. Even in Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, these two pumps are going to exist. Now, oddly enough, in Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, the farm buying station also exists, but we do have the ability of selling that if we do own this land. Got a little deco barn here from Elm Creek. This is sellable. In New Farmer mode, we start out with a lime buying station as well, which is kind of interesting because we can buy lime at the farm buying station. And oddly enough, we cannot sell this. In New Farmer mode and Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, this does not appear. Got some easy sheds here on the farm for storing the machinery. We've got our large silo complex with our dump and fill point. And that can be sold. Then we have our cow barn. So this is a base game cow barn. We have our slurry point. We're going to have our straw and food trigger inside of here. And on this side, we're going to have our milk and our cow buy point. We're going to be able to store 45 cows in this facility. And that is pretty much the starting farm. Let's go ahead and take a look at our animal food overview requirements. We have fairly standard animal food requirements across all of the animals here on this map. So nothing custom is going to be required if you're going to feed your animals here. Let's get a little bit of altitude and just kind of once again take a look at our starting farm. We can sell all of the buildings that we see here with the exception of, in New Farmer mode, the lime buying station, and in all game modes, these fuel pumps. Everything else can be sold here at the starting farm. Here we have our starting field 7 and starting field 6. With respect to our scoring system, this map includes 7 production points. One of them that we're coming up to right now. That is the BGA, the bakery, which we see located right here. Carpentry, dairy, spinnery, grain mill, and sawmill. Sorry, this is not the bakery. This is the grain mill. This is a standard production item, so we do have all the triggers where we would expect them. One of the 2 forests is located just behind that. With respect to the ability to sell all of our animal outputs, production items, and base game crops, we're also going to be giving the map a full point there as well. With respect to the farms being customizable, there is only one farm on this map. That is the starting farm. And since we do have the fuel point and the lime station that we cannot sell in new farmer mode, and the fuel point that we cannot sell in farm manager or start from scratch, we are going to be taking off a quarter point. Over here to the west, we have our spinnery. We have our bakery. And we have our dairy. All triggers as we would expect them. We have our vehicle shop. Let's go ahead and pick up a Mahindra and see where that spawns. It spawns right here at the shop. And then around the corner, we do have our dealer trigger. You know what? I just had this realization. We never looked at our starting fleet. Sorry, everybody. We start out with the Massey Ferguson 7715S medium tractor. We got the Dutzfar Topliner 4090H harvester that is paired up with the 4090H grain header and header trailer. We have our 1986 pickup truck, the Rudolph DDK, our DK280RL trailer. We have the POV 5XL Agrimaz plow, the Amazon Cinto 4000 super cultivator. We have the Nordstein HK25NS 3030 seeder and powered harrow combination, and the Amazon ZATS 3200 fertilizer spreader. And then we wrap it all up with a 650 kilogram front weight. Taking a look at our mods and DLCs, this map does not have any custom vehicles or implements. Over here to the west, we also have a fuel point. Leaving around the south, we're going to come over here to our biogas plant. We'll tell you that the biogas plant can be bought, and you can sell the BGA itself if you do own the land, but do note that you will not be able to sell the large three-sided bunkers, nor the way station, or these large buildings adjacent to the biogas plant, but you can sell this right here. So if you did want to sell the BGA and maybe do your own thing with pumps and hoses or some other mod, or maybe put other production items in there, you will be able to do that. Down here to the southeast corner, we have a just general grain sell point. This grain sell point is going to be named the train station. We do have a track here. I have not seen a train run through there, nor does it look like we have a selling point that is off the map. With respect to buildings where appropriate are using the new texturing technique, these are all Farm Sim 22 buildings. In fact, most of them are from Elm Creek. So we are going to be giving the map a full point there. We do have our stone crusher located right here between fields 9 and our free field, field 11. Right there, everybody. So then coming up the eastern side of the map, we have our carpentry shop. We have our sawmill. So we have our wood chips. We have our wood sell point. We have our pound spawn point and our interactive icon. We have a grain sell point located right here at this little house. Another grain sell point located over here to the east, right by this large lake. Our animal dealer is really just east of the starting farm. Starting farm is located right there. And here we have our animal dealer. We have a restaurant sell point. And we do have a maintenance trigger here as well. Now, I do believe that there was a maintenance trigger also Down by the biogas plant, somewhere over there to the south, I did see a maintenance trigger also. And then our last scoring metric, our interactive areas being clearly marked. We're going to be giving the map a full point there as well. So that's going to wrap this map up with a score of 4.75 out of 5. Now, before we exit, let's just take a quick look at our build mode. We do have all the standard buildings that we would expect through all the DLCs. It doesn't look like there's anything built into the map. We should see our buying station available here in tools. Here it is in containers, actually. Take a look at our landscaping. As far as ground textures, we've got standard FS22 ground textures as well as plants and trees. I'd love to know what you all think of the Farming Simulator 14 rebuilt map. I tell you what, I played Farming Simulator 14 a little bit before I got into Farming Simulator 17, and I played a little bit as I was also playing FS17. I honestly don't recall too much of the map, other than the fact that it was an American-style map, and it was rather enjoyable to play on my phone at the time. I do believe it was also free, so in fact it may still be available on the Android and iOS stores at no additional cost. So if you're maybe looking for something to get into on the road, then maybe look up Farming Simulator 14 as opposed to some of the newer titles that are going to be paid. And until next time, happy farming.